Hello everyone, this is Nicole once again from Bouquets by Nicole with another lovely brooch bouquet for you. Today we're going to be doing a Cascade bouquet by the name of MACY. This bouquet is made with white deluxe satin roses, a few of our popular brooches, and some rhinestones. You'll need your styrofoam half ball. This is an 8-inch one because this is a large bouquet. You'll need your wooden holder. This one is a little bit smaller than what we usually use because it's going to be held away from the body. You don't want it to be too long. It'll look weird if it's long, so that's why it's a little bit shorter than what we usually use. You'll need your ribbon to cover the holder and your wider ribbon to make your leaves to cover underneath the bouquet. Here are the brooches we're using, the showstoppers. We're using this large one here, and then we're using 2 extra large brooches, which are actually hair comb brooches, but I use them a lot in a lot of my bouquets. So yeah, those are the brooches. And we'll also use some rhinestones. These are 14mm round rhinestones. You'll need your satin roses. These are our deluxe satin roses. I love using these roses, and let's get started. Oh, my tools, my wire cutters and some scissors. So the first thing you want to do is put a hole in your styrofoam half ball for your holder. Now I don't want this one directly in the center. It's a little bit at the top, going towards the top. Because it's Cascade, you don't have to put it in the center. I usually put it all the way at the top, but I'm going to try it this way today. I don't want it too much at the top because sometimes my the Cascade doesn't line up, and you'll see just bear with me. Alright, so we have our holder in, and then we'll just put some glue on the outside to keep it in place, because this holder is not going anywhere. Now you apply some glue around the baseline of the styrofoam half ball to hide the styrofoam half ball if you have any gaps. That way, if there are gaps, the only thing you'll see would be the satin ribbon. And you notice I left an opening there with that ribbon. It's because that's where our Cascade's going to be, and you don't want to put ribbon there because you're going to have to stick our floral stems in there. So just start putting your roses along the baseline, and I just speed up so the video won't be too long. But yeah, it doesn't look like a bald man but you just go around with your roses, leave that opening there because, like I said before, that's where you're going to create that waterfall look. So we just go around the styrofoam ball like so. Now what you want to do, I use floral stems just to give me that smooth finish from that ball, because if you put the roses flat against that styrofoam ball, it's going to give you a hump in your Cascade. So what I do is I just apply some glue to the top of the roses and along the sides of the roses, but I don't put any glue at the back of the rose because it'll be too flat, and we need a little lift there because that lift is going to eliminate the roundness of the ball, so it'll give you a smooth drop. You won't have that hump in there. When I first started doing these, oh my god, I used to get humps all the time and they looked really weird. So I discovered this method and it really. Alright, so what I'm doing right now is just putting some glue at the top of the roses, and then I'm gluing it to the bottom of the roses that are that are really flat against the styrofoam half ball. You don't want to overlap them, just put them right underneath and leave that little hump under there so that you're taking the roundness out of this ball. So I use my floral stems. As I create that drop there, the floral stems will give me the flexibility of shaping that Cascade. So I just apply floral stems to the back of the roses, and I'm just putting little strips of ribbon behind it. You don't have to do that, that's not a part of the technique. I'm just doing that to protect my fingers from the hot glue, that's all. So you just put your floral stems on the back of your ribbons, and then you go underneath those other roses and you just stick the styrofoam with the floral pins, not the floral pins, the floral stems, right underneath the ones that are glued to the other roses. These roses are going to be glued tightly together, so don't worry about them being loose or, you know, the gaps that you're going to see as you're doing this. When you're done, you're going to glue the roses together. I'm moving the bouquet away from the shot because I have to see how my cascade is falling, so that's why I'm moving it around. So sorry about that. I just need to make sure that this cascade is, you know, shaping the way I want it to. So I'm just going to apply the other stems to the other roses. Now as you create your drop, you're going to have rows of 4, 3, 2, and then 1, and that's going to give you that rectangle, triangular shape, that pointed shape at the bottom. You know what I mean. Okay, so now these stems are going to be longer. The floral stems, as you progress further down in the bouquet, your stems should be longer because you're creating a drop. So just make sure the first ones are going to be maybe 2 to 3 inches, then the other ones you can make maybe like 5 to 6 inches, and then that last one is probably maybe 8 inches. You can make it as long as you want because remember, you're sticking it into the styrofoam half ball, and you will give yourself more flexibility if you make it longer instead of making it shorter like I did. And I had to do them over. I had to do the last 2 rows over because my floral stems were too short. So this is how it looks in the back. Doesn't it look nice? So that's perfect. I mean, it's flawless. I love it. Love it. Love it. But you don't know how many failures I've had in order to, you know, be able to do this. I tried this technique so many times and I finally got it to where, you know, it's easy for me. And it'll be easy for you too as you know, you practice. Practice makes perfect. Just practice. And I'm still not perfect with it because you see those two, the 2 before the 1, that they're too short. That's why they're moving around like that. My stems are too short. So make sure your stems are long enough that everything is just firmly set in that styrofoam half ball. But like I said, you know, I'm gluing them together so they won't move, but you need the floral stem because if you want to push out your cascade, the floral stem is going to give you that flexibility where you can fold it down if you want to push it down or if you want to push it out. So that's why I use the floral stems as opposed to just sticking the roses together. You can't just stick the roses together because then it'll just fall real limp. But you need that resistance behind the roses so that, you know, it'll be stiff. So there. So I'm gluing it all together and look, oh my goodness, I am loving this. Oh yes, perfect. Look how nice that looks in the back there. Oh my goodness, perfect. All right, so now we're going to cover up with our leaves, and this is how you make the leaf with the satin ribbon. Just fold it over and voila, that's a leaf. And we'll be using these leaves to cover the bottom of our bouquet, cover up all that ugly. And you just go around with your leaves, and you notice I have V's at the bottom of the leaves. That's just to eliminate some of the ribbon, because when you go to wrap that holder, you don't want all that ribbon bunched up under there, so the V's eliminate a lot of the ribbon. Now I love the look of the leaves with the Cascade bouquets. Oh, it's just so beautiful. This bouquet is beautiful from top to bottom. You'll see what I mean. I mean, just look at these leaves, how they're just laying on the back of this bouquet. Oh, breathtaking. Oh, I just don't know what to say. All right, so we have our leaves in place. I mean, I just love the look of this. I really do. The back of this bouquet is just breathtaking. So now what we're going to do is cover our holder. I'm trying to sound cheerful in this video, but guys, my heart is so heavy for, you know, what we're going through with this virus. But okay, let's get back to this bouquet. All right, so I just cut out a little circle with the ribbon to cover the bottom of the holder. Doesn't have to be a perfect circle, just you just want enough of the ribbon to cover the bottom, and then we're going to go over and cover the holder. Um, yeah, guys, try not to watch too much of the news. It's very depressing. I just pray for the families that have lost loved ones and they can't even grieve properly because we're all in lockdown. Well, we're not in lockdown, but they're advising us not to go out, not to get together. But guys, be encouraged. The joy of the Lord is your strength. Just when you find yourself getting down and depressed about what's going on, just put on some inspirational music. Just praise and worship God, and believe me, the heaviness will lift because God will, He'll come in with His joy. In His presence, there's fullness of joy, and it will make you feel better. Trust me. Try it. If you don't believe me, just try it. All right. So my holder is covered, and that's done. So now, oh, this looks really nice. It looks good. It looks really good. So now we're just going to put our brooches in place, and that's the fun part. That's the part I like. But doing the Cascade bouquets, it takes a little bit more time. That's why they're so expensive too, because it's very, it's time consuming, and you need a little bit of skill to get it, or just practice. You just have to practice. So we'll put our first brooch on. I'm going to put the big part of this brooch towards the bottom to cover most of the bottom. And first I'm going to remove the combs. Be careful removing the combs because I've had some mishaps breaking this brooch, and you don't want to break this brooch. It's just too beautiful. So be careful when you're removing the combs. When you get to the bottom, the last two parts of this brooch, just remove the teeth of the comb. Don't remove the full comb because you could break the bottom part off. So just remove the teeth. And then the back of that comb too, it's good because you can apply glue to that, and that'll help you with your glue because the brooch has holes in it and you don't want glue to seep through the holes. So apply your glue onto the solid parts of the brooch. So we're going to go in with our first brooch. Okay, so the first brooch is in place. I'm going to move this over a little bit. Yep, perfect. And then we'll go in with our second brooch. And we'll put the second brooch in the opposite direction. Just push them close together because really these are the only brooches that are going to be on this bouquet aside from that last one I'm going to put behind them. And she didn't want too much bling, but she just wanted enough bling to say, here I come as she walks down the aisle, but not too much. So that's why, and I think it's perfect with just these three brooches. I mean, this bouquet is breathtaking. So we're going to go on with our round rhinestones just to fill in the gaps between the two brooches where they don't fully go together. And you can see the white in there. We're just going to close them up with the rhinestones. Now this bouquet is not sold as a kit, it's only sold as a bouquet, but if anyone's interested in having it as a kit, just let me know and I can put a kit together for you if you want to, save some money and make it yourself. Hey, it's nothing wrong with that. I'm all about saving money. And I know a lot of people are laid off from their jobs right now. If you're thinking about getting into the business, we do have the business starter kit where you will be able to make at least 8 brooch bouquets from the kit. It has everything you need to make those bouquets. Those bouquets will pay for the kit at least 3 times over. So if you're thinking about getting started into the business, hey, take the leap, jump in the waters, because even when all of this virus pandemic is over, people are always getting married. Just like we always have births and deaths, we always have marriages, weddings. So we're always going to have weddings. And okay, so now I'm just finishing up with my rhinestones. And you just space them out wherever you want on the bouquet. Wherever there's a gap or a space, you just put in your rhinestones. Oh, this is looking good. All right, so there's our bouquet. It's all done. Like, comment, subscribe. Let a sister know you're watching and you're enjoying the videos. But stay safe. Oh my goodness. Stay safe, guys. I pray that God will keep you and your family, your loved ones, safe during this pandemic. And until we meet again, you be blessed. Love you guys. Bye bye.